small introduction of about the Denor, and then we'll jump on the questions. And after that, we have some tech news from the last session, and after that, we will be uh, inviting Izan for his product that he will showcase. So, like this time, we will try to make the news section a bit smaller, so we will have more time for the product at that. So, Empeer Den is a session that we started that is happening weekly, and we have a certain goals in future, probably from next session, or maybe it will take one more session. After that, we will be shifting towards more of a foreign startups and products and inviting those founders to those sessions. And first, like in these 4 or 5 sessions that we are doing locally, is basically more focused on creating some group who is actively joining. And then based on that, we will be continuing onwards. And today we also have our second host with us, that is Momina Javed. So, Momina, over to you. You can carry on the introductions.
Assalamu alaikum. Am I audible?
Ji, aap audible.
So let me introduce myself. I am Umina Javed, and I am a final year data science student from Comstats University, Islamabad. Then our का introduction to वैसे अवैस करवा चुके हैं, but मैं भी करा देती हूँ. 10 hour is basically a community gathering session where different students, the founders of different startups, and experienced professionals come together and discuss the ideas about their startups, the techniques, and also one can share their personal projects as well. Every week, 10 hour gives you the opportunity to step away from daily hectic routine, and spend some time discussing ideas, exploring new technologies, and learning from each other's experiences. You can also build meaningful connections here. No matter your background or experience, your ideas are always welcomed here. So feel free to ask, don't be shy, and make the most of this session. So this was from my side, the basic introduction. I guess without wasting any further time, Awais, we should start today's session.
Yes, we will like to first have like anyone who wants to unmute their mic and introduce themselves. It will be great. We have Izan with us. So Izan, you can shortly introduce yourself, and then later on the stage will be yours, and we will love to see you.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody.
Walaikum assalam.
I'm Mohammed Izan Shah. I'm actually a student of computer science at FAST University, Karachi. And inshallah, shortly I'll be presenting about Skkillo. So I'm looking forward to it.
Perfect. And you are still a university student, or?
Yes.
So what about the cultures about the communities inside the Karachi? Like, I think it's the first time we have a person from the Karachi with us.
You're asking about communities in FAST University?
Like in FAST University and in common, like the startup communities, the founder communities, then the technical communities, like in Islamabad and Rawalpindi, we know like there are a lot of communities, like for AWS it's separate, for Google I think these communities would be there, but beside them, is there any other communities, or you can tell better, like what's the landscape?
Yeah, so basically you can say Karachi has most of its software and technical community concentrated around Share Faisal. So you'll find offices of Rosie.pk, Baikia, like Naya Pay, Sadat, I don't know, like so many are out there. And there's this NASTP in NASTP in Karachi. And most of the software startups have an office over there, and they're very well supported with all the architecture over there, infrastructure over there. So yeah, those are the two places you will most commonly find software startups.
Okay, and like what is the most go-to companies for the student who is basically graduating? And
every student's trying to get into either Systems Limited or Astra or 10 Pearls or the big names in Pakistan are among these.
Yeah.
So yeah, these are
Is
most.
DevSync have like office there or not? DevSync office है Karachi में?
DevSync, I haven't seen yet.
Okay, so I think like DevSync के Lahore, Islamabad, Pakistan वाली side, Lahore, Islamabad वाली side पे ज़्यादा active है as compared to. I was just thinking
Yeah.
about that. So anyone else like Izan, we will like again connect
Sure.
after our news session.
Sure.
So hello, like we have some new people with us. So if you want to introduce or tell us about yourself, feel free to unmute your mic and we will love to know about you. Syed Muhammad Jafar, if you want to jump in, please. Or anyone else? Qazi Farhan? Adina Faraz or Ali Hassan Durrani, Akib. Muhammad Saad with us, yeah.
Qazi Farhan Ahmed is also new, I guess.
Okay. अगर लाइक आप लोगों में से कोई भी इंट्रोड्यूस करवाना चाहता है सो डू द इंट्रोडक्शंस उससे एक ये होता है कि जो हमारा सेशन है वो मोर एंगेजिंग और सबको आइडिया होता है कि द अदर पीपल हु आर देयर वो नाम के पीछे बंदा कौन है और वो क्या कर रहा है और मे बी देयर इज अ चांस टू डू द नेटवर्किंग और कनेक्ट बियॉन्ड द सेशन जहाँ पे आपको भी उसका अच्छा फायदा हो सकता है सो दैट्स व्हाई लाइक आप लोग जंप इन करें और जब मैं स्टार्ट में 5-10 मिनट रखे होते हैं वो इसलिए रखे होते हैं कि पीपल yes please Mohammed Jafar you can like unmute your mic and speak to yourself.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Okay, my name is Saeed Muhammad Jafar. मैं CS का स्टूडेंट हूँ. I have currently completed my second year.
Okay.
और after summers जो है my third year in the CS I will start. So this is my basic introduction. Do I need to talk about my skills as well, or it's enough?
You can shortly tell about if there's some project that you are working on. So yeah.
Okay, क्योंकि ये एक टेक टॉक के लिए आपने ये सेशन रखा है तो मेरे एक मेरा सॉरी
yes आप जरूर आप बताएं.
ओके, मैं अपना एक स्टार्टअप लेवल पे एक अपना प्रोजेक्ट लेके जाना चाह रहा हूँ. सिंस इस पे आप में से अगर कोई राय देना चाहे तो वो भी दे सकता है. आई वुड लव टू हैव योर insights as well, but the idea is since I was also a person who has the stammering, अभी मुझे अपने चाइल्डहुड से स्पीकिंग का प्रॉब्लम रहा है तो I actually want to make a tool that can help the people who have this problem कि जो स्पीकिंग के उनको अगर कोई स्पीकिंग का प्रॉब्लम है, उनको अगर कोई पब्लिक स्पीकिंग में अपने आप को स्ट्रॉन्ग करना चाह रहे हैं या उनको अब लाइक मेरे लिए एक प्रॉब्लम था कि कोई हाई स्टेक जॉब इंटरव्यू है या एक अच्छी इंस्टीट्यूशन के लिए कोई इंटरव्यू है तो उसकी जो प्रिपरेशन है उसमें हमारे स्टूडेंट्स को उनकी इतनी ग्रूमिंग नहीं हुई होती कि वो एक अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी को ग्रैब करने के लिए उनके पास जो स्पीकिंग मटेरियल है वो इतना स्ट्रांग नहीं होता. उनके पास स्किल्स होती हैं, दे हैव स्ट्रांग स्किल सेट, उनके पास मोटिवेशन भी होती है लेकिन उनके अंदर एक कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं होता. तो I actually I'm trying to build a tool कि जो स्पेसिफिकली इंटरव्यूज की प्रिपरेशन के हवाले से और जो स्पीकिंग के हवाले से जो स्टैमरिंग है या पब्लिक स्पीकिंग में अगर कोई हेल्प लेना चाह रहा है तो उससे हेल्प ले सकता है. हाल तो इसके ऊपर पहले से बहुत सारी टूल्स और चीज़ें मौजूद हैं लेकिन आई स्टिल थिंक कि जो हमारे जो लोग हैं इधर स्टिल द पीपल इन पाकिस्तान स्पेशली द यूनिवर्सिटी स्टूडेंट्स दे नीड टू हैव सच थिंग. So
That
अपनी
would
राय
be
दीजिए
like
आगे।
really really great and really good to hear. And probably आपका like tool थोड़ा सा अगर ready होता है, so we will love to have your detailed session about that tool. और उसमें आप अभी जिस तरह से बना रहे हैं हम उसमें भी like if you want you can directly connect with me, Aram Amir, or if anyone else from the industry. So we will love to contribute like our opinions and suggestions for that. So yes, anyone else? You can also like jump in. Izan,
Uh,
Tanzil.
I actually have one more thing to add, if you allow me.
Yes, yes, sure, sure.
एक्चुअली मैंने एक वैलिडेशन के लिए एक पेज बनाया है जो कि सिंपल सा पेज है, उसके ऊपर सिर्फ कुछ शॉर्ट सी डिटेल्स हैं. इफ यू अलाउ मी टू शेयर दैट पेज विद यू गाइस.
Sure, sure. आप community में भी share करते हैं और इसकी chat में भी share करते हैं.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay. So thank you, Mohammed Jafar, for introducing and telling us about yourself, and best of luck for the solution. And we will love to basically support you or any other project from the community grow and be successful. So yes, Azad, आपने hand raise किया है.
Yeah. So Jafar, I think that's a really good initiative. And I actually have a friend from college who has been working on this for like quite a bit of time now. He has not built a software yet, but he has a really good social media presence. You can follow him on Instagram. He speaks in multiple accents: Scottish accent, English accent, Canadian accent, Australian accent. If I can write it down in the chat section, I would put his.
Yes, then like you can also
LAAA. You will find him really helpful, I'm sure, because we almost all of our class members have really learned a lot from him on how to improve our communication skills, etc.
Yeah, you can also share his basically Instagram in the group chat in the community chat basically.
Yeah, sure.
So yes, Mohammed Saab.
Assalamu alaikum everybody.
Walaikum assalam.
So my name is Saad. I'm currently a first year ICS student, age of 17, passionate about technology, software development and innovation. I started my tech journey from web development, learning basic HTML, CSS, and now I am exploring modern full stack technologies like MERN stack and Next.js, etc. Alongside my studies, I'm also starting a startup which I named Six Elves. I'm founder of Six Elves, as a digital marketing agency, a very technology-focused initiative where I work on modern digital solutions and real-world problems. So that's my startup Six Elves agency.
It's really good. You can also share like the link of around that with
Sure.
or maybe like
Yes.
any one of us need those services, so we will be
Sure.
And it's really great like आप इतनी young age में कर रहे हो तो बहुत अच्छा है. और डेफिनेटली यूनिवर्सिटी में जाके आपको कुछ नई चीजें सीखने को मिलती हैं, लेकिन बिजनेस आपको करके ही आता है, वो आपको यूनिवर्सिटी या कहीं से कुछ पढ़ के नहीं आ सकता.
बिल्कुल.
आप अभी से ट्राई करें. So we will, Mumna, I guess we should jump on our next session. Yeah.
Yes. I would like to invite Arham Amir for the tech news of the week.
Yeah, sure.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम.
वालेकुम अस्सलाम.
तो मेरी स्क्रीन शेयर हो रही है?
जी हम आपकी स्क्रीन शेयर हो रही है.
ठीक है, that's good. So let's start with a short introduction of myself. My name is Arham Amir, and I am one of the founders of this initiative that we are here on Empeer Den. Or as Abes and then Abes already introduced Empeer Den, I will definitely jump to the tech news of the week. And टेक न्यूज ऑफ द वीक जिस हमने लास्ट वीक में भी देखा काफी कुछ हो रहा था, तो इस वीक में भी जो काफी कुछ ही चल रहा है, जिसमें से मेनली अगर हम देखेंगे तो वो एआई ही है. ठीक है, बट उसके अलावा कुछ ओपन सोर्स प्रोटोकॉल्स लॉन्च हुए हैं, वो भी हमें देखने को नजर आ रहे हैं. कुछ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स जो कि एक सिलिकॉन वैली की अगर हम कहें जो चल रहे होते हैं वो अभी भी चल रहे हैं. एंड देन जो एक नई डिबेट काफी अच्छे से चल रही थी उसको थोड़ा बूस्ट मिला है, कि फ्रंटियर लैब्स मॉडल्स वर्सेस ओपन सोर्स मॉडल्स, जो कि हमें ओपन सोर्स मॉडल चाइना वगैरह में देखने को मिलते हैं। तो काफी सारी न्यूज है जिसमें हम कुछ जो दो तीन मेन है वो कवर करेंगे, एंड द रेस्ट आई वुड सेंड दिस डॉक्यूमेंट इन द ग्रुप दैट यू कैन चेक इट आउट। तो मेनली जो हमें देखने को मिलता है वही है कि एंथ्रोपिक ने अपना एक नया मॉडल ओपस 5 लॉन्च किया है, एंड मॉडल्स वो काफी लॉन्च करते रहते हैं, सारी कंपनी भी अपने मॉडल्स को अपग्रेड कर रही हैं और टाइम टू टाइम लॉन्च करती हैं, मे बी फॉर देयर वैल्यूएशन और मे बी फॉर द गुड गुड थिंग ऑफ ह्यूमैनिटी। बट इसमें जो फेबल 5 में वही बात है कि बेंचमार्क्स तो अगेन उन्होंने बीट किए, पर जो थोड़ी सी शॉकिंग चीज ये थी कि उनका जो अपना फ्लैगशिप मॉडल है जिसको उन्होंने बड़ा प्रमोट किया, फेबल 5 सॉरी ऑपस 5 उन्होंने लॉन्च किया, फेबल 5 जिनको उन्होंने बड़ा प्रमोट किया और फिर उसके इश्यूज भी आए। तो ओपस 5 ने फेबल 5 के बेंचमार्क को भी बीट किया है, जबकि किसी का प्राइसिंग तो प्राइसिंग हमें नजर आ रहा है कि फेबल ओपस 5 की फेबल 5 से हाफ है, मतलब आपको जिस प्राइस में टोकन्स मिल रहे हैं पर मिलियन उससे डबल आपको फेबल 5 की मिल रही है। तो दैट्स अ क्वेश्चनेबल थिंग कि मतलब इसके जितने भी एजेंटिक कोडिंग के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से जो बेंचमार्क्स है एंड देन जो जनरल यूज केस पर्पस के बेंचमार्क्स है इसने सबको बीट किया है। एंड एजेंटिक जो कोडिंग वाली साइड है उसमें जो क्लोज क्लोज रहा है, पार पार रहा है ओपस 5, वो जो जीपीटी का 5.6 सोल है उसके साथ रहा है। तो ये एक मेन चीज है, न्यूज है, बट अगेन द क्वेश्चनेबल थिंग इज कि जो उनका फ्लैगशिप मॉडल जिनको उन्होंने हाइप अप किया हुआ है उससे हाफ प्राइसिंग है और उसके बेंचमार्क्स भी बीट हो रहे हैं। सो एनीवन दैट इज गोइंग टू यूज ओपस 5 और 5 फेबल 5 नाउ हैज टू सी कि उनमें डिफरेंसेस क्या है, क्योंकि फेबल 5 में शायद उन्होंने साइबर सिक्योरिटी के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से लिमिटेशंस लगा दी है। तो मूविंग फॉरवर्ड हम नेक्स्ट न्यूज देखते हैं। तो दिस इज वन ऑफ द मेजर न्यूज ऑफ दिस वीक। और जिस तरह के सारे मॉडल्स भी लोग अपने अनरिलीज मॉडल टेस्टिंग कर रहे होते हैं, तो डिफरेंट टाइप के बेंचमार्क में टेस्टिंग की टीम्स करती हैं। और उसमें एक जो न्यूज आई वो ये आई कि जो हगिंग फेस है वो ब्रीच हुआ है, वो हैक हुआ है। और जिसके बाद हगिंग फेस वालों ने अपनी रिपोर्ट जारी की जिसमें उन्होंने बताया कि ये सारा जो हैक का तो हुआ, जो ब्रीच हुआ वो ओपन एआई के एक नए मॉडल अनरिलीज मॉडल की तरफ से था, और उसने उनका जो प्रोडक्शन की डेटाबेस थी वहां तक एक्सेस ले ली। ये जब न्यूज आई तो उसके बाद ओपन एआई ने, जैसे यू कैन सी द ट्वीट ऑन दिस स्लाइड, कि ओपन एआई ने साथ वही डाल दिए, एक आर्टिकल से डाल दिया, उसने बताया कि वी आर वर्किंग इन कोलैबोरेशन विद हगिंग फेस टू एड्रेस द इशू एंड स्टफ। तो बाद में फिर मजीद डिटेल्स भी कुछ हगिंग फेस की तरफ से आई, कुछ इंटरनल इवेल्युएटर्स ने की, कुछ ऑडिटर्स ने की, तो उसमें कुछ ये नजर आया कि उनकी ब्रीच तो हुई है, बट उस मॉडल को उन्होंने एक लिमिटेड लेवल पे बेंचमार्क पे टेस्टिंग करने का कहा था, और उसने थोड़ा सा मॉडल ने अपने साइट पे जाके एक हगिंग फेस पे वो चैलेंज किया और उसकी प्रोडक्शन डेटाबेस में ब्रीच होगी। नाउ व्हेन दिस ब्रीच हैपेंड, सो व्हाट हैपेंड वाज कि हगिंग फेस ने जो अमेरिकन फ्रंटियर मॉडल्स थे उनको यूज किया टू इवेलुएट ऑन देयर एंड कि वेयर द थिंग्स गो रॉन्ग। तो वहां पर उनको एक टेरिटोरियल लेवल पे लिमिटेशन आ गई कि वो उसको यूज नहीं कर पा रहे थे फॉर दैट इवेल्युएशन पर्पसेस। अब उसमें होता यह है कि हगिंग फेस ने एक ओपन सोर्स मॉडल जो कि चाइनीज स्टार्टअप का है, Z.ai का है, GLM 5.2, वो यूज किया ताकि वो इंटरनल सारा उसकी ऑब्जर्वेशन कर सके, कहाँ पर क्या इशू हुआ, कहाँ पर नहीं हुआ, और वो सारा चीज यहाँ से सॉल्व उन्होंने की। हगिंग फेस जो कि अमेरिकन कंपनी है उसने ये सारी चीजें सॉल्व की चाइनीज स्टार्टअप को यूज करते हुए, from the attack originated by again by an American company OpenAI. तो दिस वाज एन इंटरेस्टिंग न्यूज, और इसमें मैंने सोर्सेज लगाए हुए, आप जाके आर्टिकल इसके अराउंड पढ़े या इनके फाउंडर्स का देखे जो इन्होंने आपस में कम्युनिकेशन की है ऑन एक्स ओपनली। तो मूविंग फॉरवर्ड जो नेक्स्ट दो न्यूज है वो आपस में इंटरकनेक्टेड है, एंड वो ये है कि यूएस गवर्नमेंट के जो साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी की जो उनकी मिनिस्ट्री है उसके जो डायरेक्टर है उन्होंने एक जो ब्लेम लगाया है मून शॉट एआई का जो किमी के 3 मॉडल है जो हमने लास्ट मीटिंग में बड़ा डिस्कस किया था, उस पे कि उसने सारा डाटा ट्रेन किया है, गेट किया है फ्रॉम क्लॉड फेबल मॉडल। और उन्होंने उसमें बकायदा डिटेल्स भी लिखी कि कहाँ से क्या कौन सी डिवाइसेस यूज हुई, जिस पर उन्होंने इंडिया का नाम लिया, और थाईलैंड से आउट हुए वो सारे। तो दैट्स अ क्वेश्चनेबल थिंग, नाउ पीपल आर गोइंग टू डिबेट दिस में। एक तो वो चाइनीज को भी ब्लेम कर रही है अमेरिकन साइड से, सेकंड थिंग इज दैट वो अपनी भी एक कमजोरी बता रही है कि वो जो इनका फेबल 5 या एंथ्रोपिक है तो उसमें स्टिल इतना वो स्ट्रांग नहीं है कि उसके अगेंस्ट आके ये डिस्टिलेशन का जो कॉन्सेप्ट या टॉपिक है सारे आप पढ़िएगा तो आपको पता चलेगा कि किस तरह ये कंपनीज एक दूसरे के अगेंस्ट यूज कर रही होती है। इसी से जो इंटरकनेक्टेड न्यूज है जब ये आती है तो उसके बाद आ जाती है कि अगेन द डिबेट ऑफ ओपन सोर्सिंग थिंग्स वर्सेस closed source things, or things that are owned by companies, the companies that can revoke your accesses or that you cannot run on your own infrastructure. So Jensen Huang, as we all know, NVIDIA's founder and president, तो ये ट्विटर पे एग्जिस्ट नहीं करते थे। उन्होंने जून में अपना अकाउंट बनाया और उन्होंने अपनी पहली ट्वीट की जिसमें उन्होंने बताया कि एनवीडिया ने एक लेटर साइन की है परस्यूइंग और टेलिंग के ओपन सोर्स मॉडल या ओपन वेट मॉडल्स की वैल्यू क्या है, ठीक है। और उसमें उन्होंने डिफरेंट टॉपिक्स को टच की है, ठीक है, इकोनॉमिक डिफिजन को टच किया है, एंड देन ही टेक थिंग्स बैक टू 1980 कि जब लीनक्स बाय ट्रेविस और सब कुछ आ रहा था, तो उस टाइम ओपन सोर्स मॉडल्स ने दुनिया को कैसे हेल्प की, या मेनली थोड़ा सा इनकी वर्डिंग से लगता है वो अमेरिकन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू परस्पेक्टिव से बात कर रहे थे कि अमेरिका ने किस तरह प्रोग्रेस की यूजिंग ओपन सोर्स थिंग्स, और उस पर लोगों के पास एक लाइबिलिटी आ गई कि दे कैन बिल्ड एनीथिंग दैट दे कैन वांट। तो नाउ जब इन्होंने ये लॉन्च किया अपना एक साइंड लेटर दैट वाज बाय एनवीडिया शेयर्ड बाय जेंसन हुआंग, तो इसके नीचे उन्होंने काफी कंपनीज को लिस्ट किया हुआ था कि इस डॉक्यूमेंट में उन्होंने भी साइन किया, एंड मोस्ट प्रोबेबली दे वुड गो टुवर्ड्स सम पॉलिसी वर्किंग विद द यूएस गवर्नमेंट। उसी तरह हमें फिर उसके बाद इलॉन मस्क की भी ट्वीट नजर आती है। इलॉन मस्क वैसे ओपन सोर्स का वैसे ही एडवोकेट है शुरू से, और इलॉन मस्क ने भी कहा कि एवरी लाइन ऑफ कोड टचिंग द एक्स सिस्टम विल बी ओपन सोर्स एंड थर्ड पार्टी ऑडिटेड, ठीक है। एंड देन उसके बाद आफ्टर दिस ट्वीट दैट केम बाय जेंसन, वी कैन सी ऑल दीज ट्वीट्स और कमेंट्रीज बाय द अदर मेजर फाउंडर्स दैट आर वर्किंग ऑन द मॉडल्स, मेनली ऑन द फ्रंटियर लैब मॉडल्स जो कि अपने इंटरनल ही बना रही है। उन सब ने भी उससे एग्री किया, और उसके बाद वो उन्होंने डॉक्यूमेंट में इनके सिग्नेचर्स भी डाल दिए, जिसमें हम देख सकते हैं कि सैम ऑल्टमैन है, सत्या है और मार्क जकरबर्ग है। और इसमें भी अगर हम उसको एवेलुएट करना चाहें तो हमें नजर आता है कि सैम ऑल्टमैन ओपन एआई बेसिकली द कंपनी दैट स्टार्टेड ऑल दिस साइड ऑफ थिंग्स, तो उसने जो अपनी ट्वीट में मेंशन किया है, तो उसने ओपन सोर्स एंड प्रोप्राइटरी मॉडल्स दोनों को मेंशन किया है, जबकि सत्या और मार्क जकरबर्ग ने थोड़ा न्यूट्रल रह के ही बात को मेंशन किया है। तो ये एक जो ओपन सोर्स वर्सेस क्लोज सोर्स की डिबेट है काफी ज्यादा चल रही है। इसमें भी अगर कोई इंटरेस्टेड है तो वो थोड़ा बहुत पढ़े कि हाउ ओपन सोर्स थिंग्स चेंज द होल वर्ल्ड। और राइट नाउ हमारे पास क्योंकि टाइम छोड़ा है तो न्यूज मेनली हमने यही कवर की इस दफा। जो जैक डॉर्सी हैं जिन्होंने ट्विटर बनाया था, एक्स के सीईओ फाउंडर है, उन्होंने एक प्लेटफॉर्म लॉन्च किया है बज के नाम से बेसिकली, विच इज ओपन सोर्स प्रोजेक्ट। और वो उसका प्रोजेक्ट का जो मकसद है वो ये है कि जो आपका स्लैक और गिटहब और इन सब प्लेटफॉर्म्स पे जो डिपेंडेंस है उसको निकाला जाए। तो उस पर भी अगर कोई इंटरेस्टेड होता है तो चेक कर सकता है। अभी वो ओपन सोर्स है, एंड जैसे आप लोग यहाँ पे कोई स्टूडेंट्स भी हो तो वो उसमें कंट्रीब्यूट भी कर सकते हो ओपन सोर्स में। इट माइट और माइट नॉट गेट एक्सेप्टेड, बट इफ इट गेट एक्सेप्टेड देन आपका गिटहब बड़ा से स्ट्रॉन्ग हो सकता है। सो दैट्स इट फ्रॉम माय साइड। थैंक यू एवरीवन।
So, thank you, Ram, for a quick like tech news session in the group. So, if any of you guys have any questions, so we can have like 5 or 10 minutes of question taking from now onwards. Like it could be any questions, and after that we will be like at 10:40 we will be jumping on Izan project Skkillo.com. So yes, mic is open for anyone.
Hey guys, any question?
आई रिमेम्बर लास्ट वीक आप लोगों से कोई क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा था जिसको वी सजेस्टेड कि आप अगली मीटिंग में पूछना। आई गेस इट्स so if you are still here, so do ask like your questions. It could be on anything related to technical career development or technical skills or anything that you are going through. If not, so we will be like continuing on our next topic. किसी का कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं है?
मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है।
जी जी।
I just came across मैंने न्यूज़ पे देखा था, so there's data centers पाकिस्तान में for the first time बने। I don't know much about it, but मैंने बस ये देखा था and Instagram पे मैंने ये न्यूज़ देखी थी। How true is it? Because मैंने सिर्फ Instagram पे देखा था और कोई जगह ये न्यूज़ आई भी नहीं है, so I'm not really sure.
Adam, do you want to answer or?
Yes. बेसिकली डेटा सेंटर्स पाकिस्तान में फर्स्ट टाइम नहीं बन रहे। डेटा सेंटर जो एरा शुरू होता है वो तो 2005 के अराउंड बनने शुरू हो गए थे डेटा सेंटर्स, ठीक है, मेनली कराची में एंड लाहौर में। और उसके बाद मूविंग टुवर्ड्स 2012 2014 जब हमारे जीसीसी कंट्री, गल्फ कंट्रीज में जो सारी वेव आई कि वहां पर सारी इन्वेस्टमेंट जाने शुरू हुई, तो वहां पर भी जो डाटा सेंटर स्टेब्लिश किए गए दैट वर बाय पाकिस्तानी पीपल और पाकिस्तानी टैलेंटेड पीपल और कंपनीज जिनका एक्सपीरियंस ऑलरेडी यहाँ पर था। तो डाटा सेंटर इज नॉट अ न्यू थिंग इन पाकिस्तान। जितने भी
अरम
हमारे
आपकी आवाज म्यूट होगी।
नहीं, आवाज तो अनम्यूटेड ही है। अब आ रही है आवाज आपको?
आवाज नहीं आ
आवाज
रही
आ रही है।
आवाज आ रही थी। नहीं ये आई गेस मुझे नहीं आ रही थी शायद। एक मिनट।
ठीक है। तो डेटा सेंटर आर नॉट अ न्यू थिंग इन पाकिस्तान। आपके जितने भी टेलीकॉम के हमारे सेक्टर्स हैं ना, हम देखते हैं यूफोन, टेलीनॉर, ये इन सब के पास भी डेटा सेंटर्स हैं जो कि खुद भी यूज करते हैं, और जो हमारी गवर्नमेंट की कंपनीज हैं, गवर्नमेंट के जो इदारे हैं, मिनिस्ट्रीज हैं, उनको भी प्रोवाइड करते हैं। बट नाउ जैसा आपने बताया कि वो स्काई 47 जो लॉन्च हुआ है, सो अब थोड़ी सी मजीद वेव आ रही है, क्योंकि अभी पाकिस्तान थोड़ा सा डाटा गवर्नेंस की तरफ काम कर रहा है कि जो पाकिस्तान का डाटा है वो पाकिस्तान में ही रहे मेजरली। जैसे स्टार्ट में उन्होंने बताया कि कराची में बाइकिया और दूसरे तीसरे उनके ऑफिस एग्जिस्ट कर रही है। तो टिल नाउ द नॉलेज दैट वी हैव इज कि 50 तो नहीं, जिस तरह के स्टार्टअप है वो तो 70-80% डाटा अपना बाहर ही होस्ट कर रहे हैं AWS पे, Azure पे। तो इस चीज से डाटा गवर्नेंस पे काम चल रहा है, जिसकी वजह से अभी आप हमें वेव नजर आ रही है कि स्काई 47 भी लॉन्च हुआ, और 2-3 बड़े डाटा सेंटर्स और भी बन रही है। जैज ने इवन अपना काफी बड़ा डाटा सेंटर बनाया है, जैज गरज के नाम से। So you can check that out too.
Thank you so much for answering that.
If anyone have any other questions, so please feel free to ask, else we will be jumping on our next section. I guess, Momna, we don't have any more questions, so yeah, I think we should jump
Okay,
on.
so for our next section, that is Startup Spotlight section, we have Izan Sheikh with us. Please, Izan, let us know about your project, that is Skkillo.com.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me on this platform, first of all. So I would like to start off with a simple question. In this country, how do you think most of the people get hired? Like, what is the average method that anybody gets a job at a really good company in Pakistan? One of the first things, one of the first few things, exactly.
Referral and your skills.
No, not really the second part, but first part, referrals. So referrals and connections are very important, and I can say that from personal experience. I have a friend who probably doesn't even have 2 GPA, and I won't say the name of the company, otherwise it wouldn't be good. So she's working at a really big software firm in Pakistan. So the thing is, the alternative we have in comparison to referrals and connections is having an HR manager go through 500 CVs, and that number only grows as you go for a bigger company. So it is not possible for a human to view all the CVs in an unbiased manner and filter through all of them and filter out the top 5 or top 10 from them. It's realistically not easy for a person to be unbiased through that process. And the second problem is, even if you somehow manage to do that, what is the proof that the claims that the person is making in those CVs materially play out? So what we saw as a startup is that as a startup, we do not care so much about a person's cultural background. We do not care so much about a person's character and behavioral development. As a startup, we care about only one thing. Can you get the job done? If I'm asking you to make a landing page, can you make it? If I'm asking you to make a backend, can you make it? If I'm asking you to file the law papers for us, legal papers for us, can you do it? If you can do it, welcome. You're part of the company now. So we had to build the third option, which is the last layer of validating a person's skill set. So filtering through CVs is not an option. Even if you filter through them, there is no surety that the claims are true. So you need something which is fundamentally different from what you're already doing. You need something that validates their skill set. So let me present Skkillo. I'll keep this very short. The main purpose of my speech over here is just to get the idea across I'm really interested to know what questions people have regarding it, because that's really where real improvement.
Mm. Is on with us or not?
He just left. I think there might be like a connection issue.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
one. Let me just reconnect with a different network.
Oh, he's back.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah.
Am I audible now?
Yes, you're audible.
All right. So I think I was at the, yeah, okay. So the first thing that so on our platform, the first thing we targeted was allowing talent pool to access AI. In all the hiring processes, if you look at either technical hiring or finance, or hiring a finance person, or anybody, what the company usually does is they ask the person to solve a problem without using AI. Why is that? That's because the organization does not have a method to understand whether the person has the ability to think by themselves or they don't have the ability to think by themselves. The way you figure that out is you look at the way the person is using AI. If the person is efficient with AI, you can see that they're asking the right questions and they're spending less tokens. And if you see that a person is inefficient, they will paste the entire code base, they will paste all the things that they know, that whatever they're seeing, but they don't understand, they just paste it in AI and make AI solve the problem. They will prompt AI like this. They will paste the whole code base, they will paste the whole question, and they will ask it, I'm only giving you one chance, solve this problem in one shot. That's how that's how they're usually going about these things. So what we realized is that in the modern work culture, AI and work is not only inseparable, but attempting to do so is a huge source of inefficiency. Why would you spend 10 minutes, or why would you spend 2 months trying to build a software that can reasonably be built very well within 1 week? And that's really possible. So the answer to hiring is not just snatching AI from everybody and seeing how much they can do by themselves. You must test them in real water. You must test them in an environment where they will really be living after if they get hired. So let me walk you through how we do it. So I'll share my screen. I have just 2 slides in presentation because that's because it only took 2 slides for that entire thing. Oh, wait, presenting. Can everybody see it?
Yes, we can see it.
Right. So this is on the employer side. If you are an employer and you want to hire someone, this is where you come. So let's say you have to choose a person for technology and software development. You choose the technology and software development domain, and then you write a prompt that could either be the person's job description, that could either be what specific part of development do you want that person to perform, like backend or front end, or let's say LLM operations, or let's say machine learning or deep learning, whatever it is, you write that down explicitly and you try to be elaborate. The more elaborate you are, the better challenge our platform will make for you. You can decide how many questions you want there to be in the test. So the questions can come out in different manners. You can the number of questions can be reflected by number of different tasks that you're asked to do, or you could be asked as there could be 5 different test cases that you have to pass with your written code, and then finally you have to enter the difficulty level, whether you want to go for an entry level position, intermediate level position, expert, principal software developer level position. It depends on what you're looking for. So the latest challenge we built was for hire. It's a software company based in Hong Kong, and they wanted to hire somebody for data analysis in Python. So they made their challenge, and when after making their challenge, when a person opened it from challenge side, this is what it looked like. So you can see we have the higher technical case challenge. There is a task that is being given. You can read the whole task. There are different files that were generated when you completed question generation. It created all of these files. You can view them. It also created a test file that you can see to understand what about the code should you change, what test cases should you pass. And you also have a run code button down in the bottom. You have to scroll down for it. Let me just, is it? Okay, I think it's gone. Just.
Your screen is paused.
Yeah, no. I'll just edit that. So this is what you will be seeing if you are a talent on our platform. You will start the challenge, and then you will be seeing a code base. You will be seeing the task that you have to complete, and on the right side you have a Skkillo assistant. Skkillo assistant is AI that has been given to you, so you can ask questions from it and start solving the questions, start fulfilling the requirements. So the reason why we have given AI is because we want to assess how well a person performs when they have AI, because that is how they will most probably be performing in a real life work culture. And on the top, you can see there is a red flag oval. The red flag serves as a proctoring environment. So whenever you leave the tab and you, let's say, try to use Claude, you try to use ChatGPT or something else, it instantly flags your performance. It can also false flag you, let's say, if you press Control S or something else. But we always monitor that, and we always remove them from consideration. What we are mainly trying to do with the red flag is avoid people from using external AI while they're attempting. The reason for that is some person might have Claude Pro subscription. Some person might have a Claude subscription. Sorry if
you are audible.
Yeah. Okay. So the reason why we have red flags is to inhibit people from accessing external AI. And the reason for that is we want to create a fair ground for everybody. Number one, so that nobody has, let's say, one person has a pro subscription and they can get the problem solved very efficiently, and the other person gets stuck with a token limit. So this is the first reason. The second reason is when you're using the AI we're providing you, we are monitoring how you are interacting with AI, and we understand how you're thinking and how you're using AI. We have given you a token budget of 50,000 tokens, and there is an announcement regarding the 50,000 token budget that I have to make near the end of this, near the end of my session. So this will track how much of the tokens you have used and how efficiently you're using all the tokens. So this is regarding our workflow, very compressed, very summarized. This is just for the technical challenge. We will, inshallah, be launching for different domains as we keep scaling our product bigger. For marketing, for design, we will also add a Figma environment over there. That's what we are planning for future, and other things. So that more fields, people of other fields can come in, start making their creatives right from scratch in our platform. We will monitor their performance, and then we can grade them accordingly. Another thing that's happening yeah, you can say something, I think.
Yes, you can conclude, and then we will start the Q&A.
Yeah, so there are 3 things being recorded while you're attempting the challenge. There is a screen recording, which is looking at how you're pressing buttons and everything. There is a webcam recording that is making sure that you're not using your mobile phone or some other source. If you're looking somewhere else and trying to type something over there, we flag that. And let's say if you let's say if there is a false flag and you and if you email us that is on, let's say, there are 2 false red flags on my challenge, we will instantly go to the recording, verify it. If there is no malicious, or if there is no unfair use of AI, or if there is nothing that is against our guidelines, we will remove those flags from consideration. So this is how we are creating a very proctored environment, and we have already run our round one. During the past 2 weeks, alhamdulillah, we have raised over approximately 2,500 users on our platform, and more than 200 people have attempted the higher technical case com challenge. And so yeah, so the idea is that, so why are we building Skkillo? The main reason that has pushed to the edge of everything and trying to make our own proctored environment is that we have tried making software before, and with my co-founders who were already building software for the year 2025, we have already spent millions of rupees on software agencies that had big portfolios, they had big claims, they gave very confident interviews and everything, but at the end they really did not deliver anything. So all of those failures that we had during our past year and before that had the same root cause. All the decisions were rooted in claims. None of the decisions we made were rooted in validated any evidences. We do not have any of them. So nobody that we were hiring, we never had a third party who watched the person actually work. That's the position we want to hold as a Skkillo. We are the final validation layer. If you are hiring somebody, we will tell you that we have seen this person perform, and yes, we are guaranteeing from our side that this person can do it using the platform and all the things we have built. So this is all from my side. And if there are any questions, answer them.
Yes, perfect. Yes, the product is very interesting, and I think there will be many questions. I will just need to I have some suggestions too and questions too. So first, I will let the community members and participants to ask the questions and give the suggestions that they have. Yes, Mohammed Sir, please. You guys can unmute your mic and jump in.
Yes. Izan, my question is, if two candidates achieve the same final result, but one uses AI more efficiently with better reasoning and fewer iterations, how much weight does Skkillo give to the both of them?
All right. So right now our method is very simple. We look at the token count. So how many tokens you have used. So let's say both of them achieve, let's say 100% on the test, but one person has used 20,000 tokens and the other person has used, let's say 30,000 or 40,000 tokens. Our platform will flag the person with 20,000 token usage as more efficient. It will bring them up in the hierarchy. So it's a really good question, because I have to mention this. It's an aggregate between two things: the score you achieve in the test and the amount of tokens you use during the test. We're also trying to add another parameter into this, that is of time. Time is the most important parameter. That is what we are trying to do in future, because we want to somehow figure out how do you make the person who is using the least amount of time better without discounting the quality of code that is being written. So yeah, so this is an evolving thing. We will keep changing it probably over the next few years, but right now this is our stance.
Okay, good.
So anyone else, अगर आपको कोई questions है तो आप लोग बताइए सर, please.
Just let me know, Izan, कि whether जो आपका user experience point of view से UI UX point of view से क्या ये dashboard ही है, mobile app भी है, क्या plans हैं आपके? अब मैं आपको आगे बताता हूँ.
Right. So all the dashboards and almost everything is easily accessible from mobile phone, but for the test attempting part, we compel users to use a desktop.
Okay, just a suggestion from my side, just to make things interesting or make things something unique. What I've seen is कि we all know about Tinder. ठीक है, Tinder में swipe mode होता है, सही है? So I've seen a platform. It was Corsi or something उसका name था, and then it got incubated in by YC also, Y Combinator. उन्होंने क्या किया था कि जो हमारा LinkedIn पे है, Indeed है ना, जो job hunting है, उन्होंने इसको experience कर दिया like Tinder, either swipe right, left, see the details, ठीक है? So I would love to see some type of UI UX uniqueness in that. Now, not just I'm trying my skills on the platform or using the platform, but I'm enjoying it, because sometimes these type of platforms can be boring. I hope you're getting the point.
That is a really good point, and I think that really adds to our employer experience side, because it's from the hiring side, right? So once we have reduced the number of CVs, from crunched them from 500, 600 to, let's say, 10, 20, then for those 10, 20, yes, I think we can add that swiping experience. That's a really good addition. So we will be considering it. Yeah.
Ibrahim, Sagar, yes, mic mute and
yes, assalamu alaikum. So my question is Izan, yeah, like we do have something like this based in Hong Kong and UK, right? So there are platforms like SHL ho gaya, HackerRank ho gaya, like if I'm like, you know, in the final rounds of HSBC or Morgan Stanley, right? So they do send you like technical assessment type stuff, right? So एक चीज तो मुझे पता है कि यार HackerRank और SHL, they are very expensive. Like per organization, they charge you 100K to 150K like for this whole assessment stuff, right? But they are very big players, right? And they have been in this industry for quite a number of years, right? So how are you different from them? Like, as per my understanding, the one thing is that you are very personalized, and the second thing is that you are built for small startups. Is that the two differentiators or moat that you have, or is there something else that you also want to add in?
Yeah, that's a really good point. So as far as SHL, Mercer Metal are concerned, these are big testing organizations that have been around for decades now. And to really add to this point, while we were building this platform, we looked into the research those guys have put in, and we tried to imitate them, because one of the core things they bring in this situation is orthogonality of skill set. What that means is, if you're good at one thing, let's say you are supposed to do a job that requires 3 skill sets. So if you're good at one skill set and it means that you're not good at another skill set, the test will be designed so you test all 3 skill sets at once. Not more than 3, otherwise that will be redundancy, and not less than 3, otherwise that will not work out. So that is something we focused on adding in our platform. And I think second thing you mentioned about being for small startups, we are, for small startups, one of the best options out there. But even for big organizations that are looking to professionalize their workflow, we are a go-to option, because referrals will only help you so much until the referrals don't work out. But for our platform, you can see their performance. You will have their recordings. You will have their scores. You will have how they attempted everything. So does that clear everything out, or was there anything else?
Just to add on one, like just a suggestion, like I feel like your biggest USP would be the AI native thing, right? Because जब मैं SHL या HackerRank में कोई भी assessment कर रहा हूँ, they are very reluctant when it comes to usage of AI, right? वो हमेशा मुझे monitor कर रहे होते हैं कि नहीं आपने एक external environment से बाहर नहीं जाना. Even though like if I'm working in HSBC as an intern, all the time I'm using AI tools, right? So that's the really thing that you guys have, that okay, if you are good enough with usage of AI, you are free to use. So love that. So thank you so much.
Perfect. Ibrahim, I guess you joined our session for the first time. Will you love to like shortly introduce yourself too? And then we'll get the questions on Skkillo.
Okay, so I'm Ibrahim. I'm a recent graduate from Hong Kong and University of Cambridge, like many dual degree Canada, University of Cambridge and University of Hong Kong. So I've been a second time founder. My first product was fintech product. It is working right now. We raised some funding from Hong Kong government and from one of the biggest family office in Hong Kong. It's like in a fintech industry. And right now I'm just exploring Pakistani market. So recently came across this whole जो आप एक करा रहे हो, event करा रहे हो, so I was like join करना चाहिए, but it's great initiative. Thank you guys.
Most welcome. We'll love to have your product in our next session. Zainab, if you raised the hand, can you please?
Yeah, I wanted to ask, how does this eradicate the problem of referral system?
That's a good question. So the referral system basically requires you to have somebody who knows somebody, and they can give you, let's say, if you want to hire 5 people, you need 5 referrals. And then you also need to make sure that the people being referred are good at work. You once again come back to the same problem. What is the validation that this person is really doing some good work? All right. So when you have visual view that this person has completed the task, and we are building our platform such that when a person completes their task, we make an AI-based report out of them that completes their entire journey of challenge attempt. So let's say you have 20 reports of people who have scored 86%, 85%, 95%, 90%. At that point, referrals will look like a weak option. Why would you go for referrals when you have numerous such good candidates with a clear proof of how they're working?
That's good. Zainab, you still have a question, or Wajid, you raised your hand. You can jump into. Ibrahim, you too. Yes, Wajid first and then Ibrahim. Yeah, Wajid, please.
No, Ibrahim, can you please go on with your question?
Izan, मेरा एक छोटा सा question था. Let's say I'm not a technical person, right? But if I'm in a technical assessment and I have like all the access of Claude या जो भी आप अपना AI provide कर रहे हो, right? And on the other hand, you are a technical person, सही है? So आपको नहीं लगता कि given the environment हम दोनों के like if I'm अब थोड़ा सा भी smart होऊंगा तो मैं I would easily crack that, right? So do you have another layer जो कि इस पूरी चीज को validate करेगी कि यार हाँ ये बंदा technical like even though इसे AI use करना था but this बंदा is not technically that capable जितना इजान है, right? So do you have another layer जो इस पूरी चीज को like इस पूरे loop को close करेगा?
That's a good question. So I briefly mentioned that AI reporting part. So I did not want to disclose too much about the AI reporting part, but now I have to do it. So the AI reporting layer basically includes an AI interviewer. What that does is, let's say the top 20 people or the top 30 people that we had selected for our for forwarding, they will pass through an AI interview layer where the AI will be continuously digging down on how well they understand what they have attempted in the test. So if you're, let's say you are a salesperson and you somehow just jumped into our technical challenge and you just used Claude or whatever to get through and somehow landed in the top 30. So you will be drilled during the AI interview session. And that's where, if you really have capability and you really build it up, you will be sorted out. But if, let's say, you just used AI, swifted through it, then you will be filtered out, and that will easily be shown to the incoming employer.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
Yes, Wajid, you can jump in. आपकी आवाज बहुत दूर से आ रही है वाजिद. Can you please speak louder or maybe get near to mic?
Yeah, give me a discussion.
Okay.
Is there a question?
Wajid कह रहे मैं एक मिनट आता हूँ, mic and mute करता हूँ. I have like multiple questions myself too, so I'm just waiting for that.
Is it okay?
Yes. Is it better now? Is it better now?
Okay.
It is better now.
So, first of all, Izan, nice startup. I'm kind of a guy who will critique it a lot. So I hope that you don't take it bad sense. You try to actually improve your stuff even more. It's good. But I had three questions. First one actually was asked by Zainab, I think, that the referral system and the example that you gave of your friend in university who had like GPA of 2 and is still working at a very big tech company, and still there are guys and there are people who are like who have like 4 GPA and they are not getting enough jobs. So that friend of yours actually got the job because of a connection, and that connection actually didn't. Now your system actually does give candidates that are more that are better, but still that two GPA person got the job. That big company would have people who are like who they interviewed who had like better qualities, but still that 2 GPA girl got hired. Now that is where the connection comes. Your system is just screening. There are 500 applications. There are systems that who are like already screening, like a small system who already they go through the CVs and they shortlist some few that are like better than others and they interview and the screening section. But still, the 2 GPA girl got hired because of the connections. How is that still like you are tackling that? That is my first question.
Because the company did not have Skkillo, so did not have the option in the first place. So referrals was still a good option for them. I'm saying that if you have Skkillo, let's say you are a hiring manager at 10 Pearls or Systems Limited, and you're given two options. You're given three options. Analyze 500 CVs, go for 5 referrals, or use a Skkillo. They will just give you a list of 10 people at the end of at the end of 1 week. Within 1 week, you're getting a list of 10 people who are completely validated. You can see their results. So it's in front of you.
Yeah, that is good. That is not my question. The question is that, okay, let's say I'm a guy at a System Limited who's doing hiring. So I would actually hire someone who's related to me, who I have a connection to. You know how Pakistan system works, right? So that 2 GPA person, they might have a connection. They might have someone in the company who knew them, and they just hired them. They knew that, okay, we'll hire you as an intern. You will learn in 3 months, and then you will start working on the real world projects and a full position after 3 months, and you can keep learning. But just come and join us because I know you. This is what happens in the companies and our system.
I
So
understand.
no problem, like,
Yeah.
and there.
Yeah, that's a
Your
good
system,
question. So I mentioned earlier that this is the best option for startups who are starting off. They don't have time for connection building, and they don't have time for, okay, मेरे अब्बू के दोस्त ने बोल दिया कि भाई वो मेरे बेटे को internship कराते तो मैंने उसको भी करवानी शुरू कर. We don't have money for that, right? We don't have time and money for that. So it's the best option for startups who are looking for people who can do the work. But for big corporations, if they are serious, if they want to professionalize their workflows, please come to Skkillo.
Okay, nice. The second, actually, I was myself working on that kind of question. It's not that good of question right now, but you said you have that Skkillo AI assistant in your system integrated. So that Skkillo, I presume that it will give you the give you answers in the chat, not actually your code. It won't actually interfere with your code base, right?
Yeah, it won't.
Okay, so that means actually that would have been like workable to actually see people 2 years ago when ChatGPT came, like very new into the market, 2 3 years ago, and at that time everyone was talking in the chat and then copying the code and coming back to their code base and pasting the whole files. But now we have like our you can
Cloud
say
codes,
Claude.
cloud code and codexes of the world. Yeah.
So you can like just give it a prompt. I mean, it does very like a nice job at coding, better than a junior tech guy. So your system does still evaluating the chat system. It's not evaluating the prompt when it's like integrated development environment. Like it's not working there. So that is like I think you should work on that because and another question, your system, your AI assistant, that what subscription of the AI model will it have? Because if it has like a base model, a very low model that will give like quick answers and not do the big thinking that actually the better models do. So the like when you actually go into the market, when you're actually working, you have access to the bigger models. So
Yeah.
that kind of like doesn't evaluate the right because it depends on the model of the AI that how it actually responds to you, but not your actually prompt. I think the prompting is actually very
Yes, Ajit. Yep. Yes, Siddhant, please.
MashaAllah, Ajit, I think you're a very deep thinker and you have really thoughtful opinions, I guess. So for the first part, were suggesting me that we integrate with that we make it so that you can directly inject code from the chat to the place. That would actually inhibit the user from thinking through what AI has generated. If the AI is generating wrong code, it must tell AI that this is the wrong code instead of just putting it in there. So the user has written their own code and it asks AI to generate some code, or maybe it doesn't ask AI to generate code. Maybe it just asks, what is the meaning of this task, which is a completely different thing. So we don't really need that. It's kind of like unnecessary. We can add that, but it's like not a necessary thing. So, and for the second part, can you just summarize it like in one sentence so I know what that would, I think, yeah. So you're asking me which model we're using. We cannot disclose anything related to our current tech stack. It can lead to vulnerabilities. So we cannot do that, but I can assure you that it is a model that has reasoning capabilities, meaning that what that materially means is internally it spends some extra tokens on the reasoning part. Instead of simply input and output, it then spends some tokens on reasoning.
Okay, valid. Just last.
Budget, like it will be good if you can ask the next or other questions in the group chat, in the community chat, and Izan will probably answer in the community chat. So it will be better, like the other people can also answer questions in the session. And thank you for your contribution. Is it okay, Wajid?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, sure, perfect. Yes, Saad, please, you can jump in.
Yes, my second question is, if someone doesn't perform well in the first attempt, does Skkillo only look at the final code, or does it allow consider how they approach the problem and their potential to improve? And is there any option for candidates to learn from their mistakes and try again?
All right, so that's a really good question. So for first attempt, you are given, let's say, 2 hours. Within those 2 hours, you can run code, you can write code, you can make the Skkillo AI assistant write code, you can keep testing it as many times. What actually gets counted at the end is the final code that you have written, the final code that you write, and when you click submit, all the codes get run in all the files, and whatever output gets produced, that is used at the end of it, not what you ran earlier. So if you made endless mistakes before, it doesn't matter. And regarding attempt, you can only attempt it once, and after that we do not allow reattempt, because that would obviously count as cheating, and people can just come and reattempt 10 times. So that would kill the point.
Perfect.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, I have some questions, some suggestions. So what are like your competitors? And first of all, I want to just add, like on the reference point, I completely agree with the Izan point, like in startups and in small businesses, even like it have a very close reference or even a family member, it is not being preferred, because in private companies, like every money that you are spending is being utilized. So वो इस चीज पे नहीं चल रही होती है, बंदा काम नहीं कर पा रहा, आउटपुट नहीं दे रहा, so they will just like drop and go to the next person, because उनके पास इतना leverage नहीं होता कि they can keep the referral people in the company and वो उसको लेके continue रखें. As compared to corporates में ये चीज चल रही होती है. But even in the references, still like only those people will survive जिनका जो साथ में hard work खुद कर रहे होते हैं. So yes, my first question to Azan is like, what are your competitors, especially inside the Pakistan and in India? Because what I was thinking, जब आपने start किया, there are some big projects, big products, big startups India में जो last 5 years में बने in the same domain, and they are performing really good in terms of revenue now. So did you study those competitors from the India or not?
We studied a lot of our competitors. So some of the most, you can say, relevant ones, or the ones that are directly competing with what we're trying to do. One of them is recently incubated in YC. And the thing what makes us different from them is they do not really have such a well-proctored AI, with AI, an environment where you can test the person's quality of code and AI tokenomics and everything. So that is a part where I feel we are significantly better than them. However, we're not in YC yet, inshallah, one day. Inshallah. But right now, so that's one of our big competitors that are directly competing with us in our domain. And secondly, there is general companies like Test Gorilla, HackerRank, and let's say SHL, Mercer Metal, who are the older ones. The problem with them is that they're usually a bit too generic. You will not want, as a startup, to spend money on them. Test Gorilla is also expensive. All of these, HackerRank is expensive. All of these are not feasible options. We're not just competing on price. Our quality is also
perfect. Yeah, so leading to our next question, I think you didn't mention till now, what's your revenue model, how you will going to earn from this business?
Sure. So right now, we are not pricing anything. Right now, the way we are going is we are looking for big partnerships. So all the software companies who really want to improve and professionalize their processes, we are taking them on board. And actually, that leads to the two announcements that I had to make. The first announcement I had to make was that we are increasing the AI limit from 50,000 to 100,000 tokens. And the reason for that is we have seen that the average usage of AI on our platform was 75% of the tokens given, which is like 32 to 35,000 tokens per user. So we want to give them a higher limit so they can spend more in thinking and we can analyze them better. And the second announcement we had to make was that we are going to be partnering, we are going to be onboarding in the IBL group, inshallah, in the coming week. So they have the IBL group is basically one of the largest privately held conglomerates in Pakistan, and they're looking forward to hire about 4 to 5 different roles. And inshallah, from coming week onwards, we will be starting launching challenges on the platform. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, so the model right now, back to the main question, the model right now is that we're trying to build up repo in the industry. We're trying to be relevant in the industry. And once we do that, we have numerous options. We can either go for an annual subscription. We can go for, let's say, a per hire subscription, depending on the type of enterprise.
So perfect. Like this would be good. I was also like looking on the Skkillo website, and I also look on your socials, and I was not able to actually understand the product or the value that you actually built something from your landing page and social. So you built a really good product, but in terms of the wrapper around that is basically landing page and socials, I was not able to understand like in first you can say 1 minute when I scroll through it. So I think like you are making a tool like when we were on the Upwork, so उनका एक expert vetted का test होता था जो वो एक अलग platform पे लेते थे जिसमें अभी भी like बहुत सारे platforms हैं जो ये companies को as a tool देते हैं for their hiring, so they can take remote test और पूरी evaluation कर सकें and whole CVs एक जगह पे आ रही हों, और this is a one platform. I think like you are building such tool that is now more focused with an AI, because अभी this is a very big problem right now, और वो भी current problem है जो corporate है और जो market है वो थोड़ा slow चल रही होती है, especially on the hiring side. That is के there is no tool or there is no way to evaluate person's AI skills कि वो AI के through कितना अच्छा perform कर सकता है. तो अभी तक like उस तरह के कोई tools नहीं है जो कि interview लेते हुए आप उसके through use कर रहे हो, जो हम भी like if we are taking the interview तो हम पूछ लेते हैं, हम उससे ज़्यादा prompt लिखवा लेंगे, but there's no tools that can evaluate person's skill or communication skill through the AI. So that's, I think, a more the USP that you have still. And I think for the businesses, you should market it as a tool, and your primary, like the model should be towards the businesses and the companies. And the other side is basically a playground that you will be providing like a lead code or hacker rank to normal people who can jump in, and you should have a community leaderboard on your platform. That will be very good. There's in India, it is very common. There's a platform called as placement platform that is connected with the universities. So you can be also connected with the universities, and like student will start giving the test from there. I was sitting with one of the university last week, 2 weeks ago, on their basically curriculum evaluation process. और उसमें मेरे साथ DPL के founder भी बैठे हुए थे. DPL is a big company. So उनका main focus मतलब यूनिवर्सिटीज के साथ जो था ना, उसमें 2-3 पॉइंट्स थे जो कि आई थिंक विल बी वेरी हेल्पफुल फॉर यू. अभी रिसेंटली पंजाब में हुआ, मुझे नहीं पता कि वहाँ पे हुआ कि नहीं. पंजाब ने एक सिंगल टेस्ट किया जिस तरह CSS का एग्जाम होता है ना, सारे यूनिवर्सिटी से CSS कंप्यूटर साइंस के स्टूडेंट्स उठाते हैं, उसके बेस पे उनको एवेल्युएट किया, जिसमें बहुत बुरी यूनिवर्सिटीज के हालात रहे और उसके बड़े से साइड इम्पैक्ट्स भी आए. So if you connect multiple universities, we also have a goal through Den कि हम FIPs वाली साइड को interconnect करें universities के आपस में. So if you can like onboard the universities on your platform, students उस पे आके अपने आप को evaluate कर रहे हो, there is a universal ranking among the students या among the group of the universities, like पाकिस्तान की universities का एक group बना हुआ, उसमें उनकी rank हो रहा हो based on your test or analysis. So that would be really good. Then from the company perspective, like DPL के जो फाउंडर थे और कुछ और भी लोगों का, I also think उनका बहुत ज़्यादा फोकस था, या they are a lot investing in to analyzing the personalities of different team members. कि ये बंदा introvert है, ये बंदा extrovert है, तो इसने किस तरह की like roles पे he will be performing good or not. So if there is some tools जो आपके base पे MBTI test होता है, then there is some other tests that are for classifying different personalities. So उस तरह के टेस्ट अगर आप डाल सकें तो companies are very much into, like आपने आजकल देखा होगा कि foreign जो companies हैं, they are more focusing कि यार उनको ADHD वाला बंदा चाहिए जो कि like सब कुछ जल्दी कर रहा हो. So if there are some things from that perspective, तो वो भी मार्केट में मिसिंग है. अगर आपका टूल वो भी add on कर दे तो I think it will be a good add on. So I think there's some more things, but I think already I added a lot of the things. So we will be connected after that. So we will be sharing more insights if possible. So yeah, I think that's it from my side. We have Mohammed Jafar. If you want to jump in, you can jump in.
Okay. Uh, First of all, I would like to appreciate your, the startup. So my question is actually a generic, since I want to start my idea and I want to convert my idea into kind of a product. So my question basically is, was your idea was the same like it started, or you like took the um, opinions, or you can say the feedback from your target audience, and you improved your thought process or your uh, idea of your startup uh, again and again? And if I want to take my the opinions from my target audience, like if I launch my product, will it work out or not? Should I what should be my strategy to do that? You know,
Really good question. So yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, that we had already burned through millions of PKR in hiring the wrong agencies. We realized that we are not the only ones who are suffering from this. There are numerous agencies and there are numerous companies in Pakistan that want to build software and are suffering from the same problem. There are numerous companies in, let's say, all of Asia, North America, USA, Canada, that want to build good softwares, but they don't have a validated way of getting to that to that end software agency, or hiring an individual for that. So that's where we started off with. We were facing a problem, and we knew that if there was a solution for this, we would pay for it. And we know that there are so many people out there who are facing the same problem, and they will pay for it because otherwise they're in a bigger loss. That's a straightforward idea. You don't need to think too much more about it. Now you drop into execution mode. And regarding your plan for whatever business you're trying to start off, you're looking forward to like talk with the target audience. First, try to figure out the problem that you're trying to solve. Is it painful enough that people are ready to pay for it? Are people ready to put money down for it? Because if people feel it's like a really good app, if you're building something like Google, you will never raise revenue by default. You will have to wait to build that audience up so much so that you can start running ads on it. But that's a real long-term plan. You don't have to really go for it. You can just go for something. There are numerous options in the Pakistani market for which people are ready to pay for. You just need to find them, think a bit more about the stuff that people are already ready to pay for, and then you try to build some even simple GPT wrappers, even simple software solutions, and I'm sure you'll eventually hit the right spot in probably a couple of months, and you'll find that core of the kernel of the idea.
Yes.
thank you.
So yes, Ibrahim.
I just have one last question from Awais, Aapse, Arham, Aapse, or Izan, Aapse. So guys, don't you think that technology is right nowadays a commodity, right? मैं अगर उठूं, मैं चाहूं, मैं कल NUS like one of the best unis engineer hire करके कुछ भी बना सकता हूं, right? Like I have seen multiple people like इधर हांगकांग में, सिंगापुर में, they build startups like within days, right? But अगले ही 3-4 दिन में वो दोबारा dead हो जाते हैं because there is no distribution strategy, right? So what do you think, like in Pakistani market, how should a founder like people like Izan should focus more on, like किस तरह उन्हें distribution पे focus करना चाहिए? What should be the go-to strategy? Should they raise funding? Should they just bootstrap it? Or like what do you guys think? Like I feel like you guys must have some kind of experience in this industry, right?
So yes, I will like shortly answer, and then we'll have to take the point of view of Izan and Ramamif too. Like my opinion on this, like don't take whenever आप जब भी startup बना रहे हो तो पाकिस्तानी audience को अपनी primary target audience रख के आप startup नहीं build up करोगे, especially the tech startup, because it's a very small addressable market and have a very low buying power, especially in the tech. So अगर आप startup बनाने चाह रहे हो, so you should be like, you can start with a Pakistani audience, but that will be as a validation market, जहाँ पे अपना PMF या मोट ढूंढोगे कि मेरे लिए कौन से लोग ज़्यादा attractive हैं, कौन से लोग नहीं attractive. But your primary audience should be the people जो कि actually pay करना चाह रहे हैं, especially in the tech, especially when you are a first time founder, when you don't have a lot of investments or marketing budget that you can burn on your idea, जहाँ पे आपको local validity or local basically revenue आना start है. Because building a revenue model inside the Pakistan from the Pakistani audience in current situations is not a good idea from my perspective. Love to hear Izan and Adam's perspective on that. Yes, Izan, please.
Right. So can you just repeat the question in one sentence so I know exactly, like you're asking about distribution, right?
Yep.
All right. So about building distribution, I think personally, if I had to start a startup from scratch, separately, alone, the first thing I would try to do is talk to people in the industry who are already facing some problems. I would you can do something extremely simple. Just go to your university professor, sit with them in the office, and just see what they're doing on their computers. Within like 15 to 20 minutes, you will see 10 things that can easily be automated by AI. They're sending the same email to that same person every day. They're checking the same assignments. You can think of basically reducing 8 hours worth of work, crunching it down to 20 minutes, crunching it down to 30 minutes. You have the kernel of the idea now, build it. Now take it back to the professor, show it to them. They'll say, okay, this is good, but this part is still not solved. How do we do that? So at that point, you have two options. You either add the other thing, or you see, is my product still addressing the market's at least one major problem? If you are doing that, then try to scale that out. Try to add 15 professors into it. Try to scale it to other universities' professors through their links. Same applies to pharmaceutical industry, same applies to medical industry, same applies to hiring industry. That's exactly what we're trying to do. We're trying to get one big commercial client. We're trying to get 15 startups, and from there on, we will have enough repo in the industry that we can start expanding out on the basis of word of mouth and all of that. Obviously, with money, marketing becomes a very relatively easier part. You can, of course, push. Obviously, वो बात है ना कि जितना गुड़ डालोगे उतना मीठा होगा, तो वो वाली बात तो वहां पर है. लेकिन as an individual, what the best thing you can do is reach out to the customer directly and show it to them. If they say change this thing, change that thing, show it back to them, and finally when they say okay, at least मेरे लिए ये बड़ा मसला तो हल हो रहा है, तो फिर मैं इसको अब इस्तेमाल कर लेता हूँ. That's your starting point. Just take it from there.
Aram, you want to add on something in it or not? I guess Aram is okay. Aram saying like nothing on my side. So Izan, your primary target market is Pakistan or something else?
Right now, we're just trying to validate in Pakistan, as you said earlier. So we're trying to get, so any commercial clients we're getting right now is just like a cherry on top. It's the best thing. The main goal is to provide external remote or hybrid or maybe even local opportunities to Pakistani student market and foreign countries like Europe and USA. That's like the long-term target.
Perfect. So I guess Ahmed Khan raised his hand some time ago. If you are still with us, so please feel free to jump in and ask your question. Else not, so I think we are going to conclude our session. If anyone else have any question or any suggestions, so feel free to ask, else we will begin for today's session. I don't think so. So, yes, Momna, you want to say something?
I guess we should wrap up now.
Yes. Zainab raised his hand.
I just have one final question. I just wanted to ask how many employees have successfully joined companies through Skkillo?
All right, currently one, because we just launched 2 weeks ago, and now the second challenge is about to conclude in within a couple of days. So that will lead to inshallah another hiring, and that's in the marketing space. We already launched the marketing challenges as well. So, and hopefully as bigger companies keep coming, we'll start hiring more people.
Got it. Okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
Perfect. So thank you so much, Izan, for your time, and काफी मजे का session गुजरा, और it was like really amazing to have you, and we will love to have you in our next session too. And best of luck, like any sport or any thing that we can add on. And
I'm
possible
pleased to
progress,
meet you.
that feel free to like discuss it with us.
Sure.
So yes, Zainab.
Oh, sorry, I'm gonna like lower my hand now. Sorry.
Okay, okay. So चलिए आज के session conclude करते हैं. Momna, if you want to add anything, please feel free to add. Or
I would like to thank you, Izan, and best of luck with your product. Thank you, Arham, and thank you everyone for joining us and making this session engaging. We truly appreciate your time and participation. So we look forward to see you next Saturday, and until then, keep learning and take care. Thank you.
thank you. Bye.
Allah Hafiz.
Thank you, Dan.
Perfect.